YouTube, what's going on today? It's Tim on the YouTube. We're back with another video, another day here in the shop. We have the BMW here. The BMW E46 DRIFT build. Something that we have been working on for quite some time now, has taken a turning point. We have acquired most, if not, no, most, we've acquired most of the parts. We got the goods to move on with the process. Today, I'm gonna take the opportunity to kind of go over the car and get out what we need to get out. I'm not gonna tear out the motor just yet, but I'm gonna prepare it to be gone. All of the wiring that we've had issues with is gonna be completely removed today. I'm gonna start there as the basis. We have a lot of other areas that need to be addressed. Right now, I have the crank at the machine shop still, and it is being balanced because I have new parts going to 5.3 build. This might be a bigger video than we're accustomed to having, but the goal of this video is to get most of the stuff out of the vehicle and it to its bare bones. I thought we did a lot of that before and stripped a lot of it back. Now we're stripping even more because we have to prepare this thing for that 5.3 motor. So let's get after it. First things first, I have to get everything out of the interior as far as this harness goes. It is a mess. It has been a nightmare and I absolutely hate it. Once I get that out of my hair and it gone forever, well, mostly forever, I can have a little bit of breathing room and we can start pulling the engine components out. Basically what's gonna happen is this motor will no longer exist. So if you know anybody that wants an M54b25, it runs good. I just snipped too many wires and couldn't get it started again.
That fist emoji.
Ran in here, I drove it from Wesley Chapel, which is like an hour away, and I got on it all the way from there to here, and it works great. But I'm gonna start with ripping out the interior, rest of the harness, this fuse box, all of these wires are all gonna go. The only thing that's really gonna stay in this car is probably the fans, the headlights, maybe the windshield wipers. Well, I should probably keep at least one windshield wiper. It does tend to rain a lot in Florida. Let me get the interior completely cleaned out. I need like a box or something. That's what I need. A big ass box for all my fucking wiring. You know what? I think we're just gonna continue throwing it in the trunk. Because some of this wire we can reuse if we need to. There's a lot of things that are attached to the rear lights and the front headlights. I just need them to work with the brake and work. Just work, that's it. Just barely work. Alright, I'm getting the interior done. I'm gonna pull all of this. Okay guys, I have removed most of the wiring. I have removed most of the wiring. It is a lot of wiring, all gone. But here's a lot of it. Just sit here. I'm still gonna keep it because wire is expensive. There's some really thick wire in there that I can reuse. ECU's gone. All the wires are gone. I disconnected the ABS. Basically what has to happen now is I'm gonna remove this, remove the whole front clip, unbolt the motor, and the motor's gonna be gone. This is getting real. This is wild. What's up guys? Made it back. Although I am sick, still made it back. So last time we were here, I removed all of the wiring. We're basically preparing the chassis to get ready for the swap. Let's get into tearing out the rest of the motor components. I'm gonna drain all the fluids, and then once we're drained all the fluids, I'm gonna start removing things that I don't need, like this here. It's attached to the actual chassis. This secondary air pump attached to the chassis again. There are things that are still attached to the chassis portion. I'll drain the radiator, and this whole front clip is gonna come off. And then we'll pull the motor out this way. So, what I'll do now is get all the fluids completely out of this thing before I start tearing stuff out. I definitely got ahead of myself. You be the judge. Oh boy. Radiator's out. Front clip's off. Power steering pump, I drained it. Basically, I just have to remove what's left from the power steering pump. I'll probably pull the tranny out together. So I have to unbolt the drive shaft. I have to do that anyways because if I'm going to do the subframe bushings, which I most likely will be doing, I'm going to leave it in unless I have somebody or have somewhere to take it right now. I know I don't have anywhere to take it. Nobody's buying it, so I'm probably just going to junk it. Yeah. M54b25. You know anybody wants one? Hit me up. Cheap. Paperweight cheap. This is turning into a way bigger project than I wanted it to. But it's going to be way cooler than I initially thought. Okay guys, we made progress. Different day. Had to come back. So, as all things, they continue on. So, there's the drive shaft. I loosened this. I actually had to take off the drive shaft. Here it is here. Like that. There's bolts on the other side of this. I basically just wedged a open-end wrench between that and the chassis, and then used a breaker bar to break that off. Everything else is basically removed. The slave is removed. It's ready to go. I just have to remove the shifter, the linkage here to the shifter. That's kind of what I'm working on now. The exhaust is out. That was a pain. Once I remove the shifter linkage and the cross member for the transmission, there's nothing holding this thing back in. We can get it gone. To my surprise, the exhaust is actually like a Borla exhaust that came off of it, which is pretty cool. A welded up Borla exhaust. Right, you know, it all counts. So, I think I'm going to end it there for today, and we're going to pick this up tomorrow. We have removed this shifter, and there is one big problem left. I removed the shifter. Shifter is actually gone, back in there. This has a pickup point here, one big pickup point, and then on the back side of the motor, there is a spot in the bell housing from when the tranny connects. But check this out. This thing, all I did was just remove the shifter, and look at this thing. The transmission were completely ripped in half. So those need replaced. Gosh, should I dump this thing of oil too and training fluid? Yes, probably. Yes. I'm making progress, I removed this big piece here, moved all the rest of the pipes, the heater hoses and stuff like that. I might take a break here because I don't have a Torx bit. Go figure. I don't have a Torx bit to take off the top of the transmission bolt so I can feed something through there to lift the motor. So I might pause here, work on something else, and then continue when I have a new Torx bit. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, look what we have here. The motor is almost out. The attachment point to this, yeah, it's real sketchy, but that will do. And then there's one in the back that's very, very hard to get to. That was the majority of my time. But this thing is stuck, and I don't know why it's stuck. We're gonna take this thing out, one way or another. I freaking have to I don't know what's stuck. I forgot to disconnect the fuel line. See, that could have been so bad. So bad. Oh, good thing I remembered. Actually, I saw it. It was completely stretched. As you saw in the last clip, I forgot about the fuel line. Boom. Fuel almost went everywhere. Disaster avoided. And now, she's out. The old motor's gone. Make room for big bad boy LS. There's a lot of stuff I want to do to the engine bay. We're going to take all that crud out of it. I'm going to remove this portion. I'm going to remove this portion of the inner fender well. We're going to clean up a lot of these little bolts. I might leave some of them just for like catch cans, remotes, reservoirs, and we might leave some of the holes. Like we got to get rid of all this like shielding and nastiness. This pump's going to go too. I'm going to do the delete kit for it, the ABS delete. Right now I can just leave it. Yeah, we'll clean all this out with an engine degreaser, and then we might just paint it. We are ready to move on to the next stage of the build. Motor's out. I had to take the transmission off because I use this transmission. I'm going to run the adapter kit from PMC onto the LS motor, because if I grenade one of these things, like they're like $500 to $800, they're super cheap. If I grenade like a T56 like this one sitting over there, that'd be a bad day. That's a $3,000 investment. At that point, man, someone just give me a freaking dog box and call it a day. Ideally, a dog box will be in the future, just not right now. Baby steps. Baby steps. Motor's out. So excited. This is the turning point in the build. I don't know how much more I have to remove off of the vehicle, but I've removed so much. I'm excited. So that's probably gonna be it. I haven't decided what color I'm gonna paint the engine bay. Y'all tell me what you think. Black, gold with a little flake in it. I haven't decided yet. Y'all let me know in the comments below. Black or gold. That's the two colors I'm leaning towards. It's already black, so it's not a big deal. Alright, we'll catch you in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe. You know, I thought I was done. I was gonna go home, and the next day I was gonna come back and I was gonna be done. Guys. I have removed the inner fender well here to give myself extra angle room. Oh, that angle. Boom. So I removed these, pain in the butt. I have degreaser on this right now. We're gonna get some of this grease off of it. But man, look at that angle. Look at this angle. Dang. We locked? Yeah, we're locked. Look how far this one goes out. Woo-wee. Dang. You guys haven't seen the car in a while. Fenders are off because there's too much tire and wheel. For real. This is it for this video. For real. Done. Next video we build the engine.